Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Back to another Monday morning. Okay, futures are whipping around a little bit. I don't know. There was some data that came out, 30 minutes ago that changed futures directions. Everything was pretty down. Actually, it was up last night, down today. You know, it's the usual whipsaw. So let's see what we get into today. I saw that Ben Bernanke came out and criticized the Fed a little bit. He was the one who kind of started this whole government massive... wait a minute. Fed's not government. I got to remind myself the Fed's not government. Whatever. Let's just get into some news stories and see what we got. Should we start with Ben Bernanke? Those of you that don't know, Ben Bernanke, former Fed president, served under George W. Bush and Barack Hussein O. Bernanke says the Fed's slow response to inflation was a mistake. Okay. Former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke. You know, if you haven't watched the movie, I will tell you this. If you haven't watched the movie Too Big to Fail, you got to watch the movie Too Big to Fail. I think it's streaming on HBO. I think it's streaming on maybe Amazon. Too Big to Fail. Ben Bernanke plays in that movie. It's a really good movie. So Bernanke, who guided the Fed through the financial crisis that exploded in 2008 and presided over an unprecedented monetary policy expansion. So he's the one that kind of started this whole insane monetary policy expansion. That's a good way to put it. He said that this has been complicated. The question is, why did they delay increasing interest rates and going after inflation and interest? Okay, so Rick Graham, I can't help but notice this. He said that, so these are the geniuses. So the geniuses behind the TARP program back in the financial crisis of 2008 are the ones that come out and criticize. That's exactly correct. The question is, why did they delay their response? And I think in retrospect, yes, it was a mistake, he told Andrew Ross Sorkin of CNBC. And I think that they agree that it was a mistake. Again, I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. Mistake or not mistake, I don't understand how you print trillions and trillions of dollars, no matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what the situation is. And how do you not have some sort of exit strategy? I mean, I'm going to say this again. You're probably sick of me saying this. If you and your family go and get a mortgage for $500,000, you have a 30-year plan or 15-year plan or whatever mortgage you want to get, it doesn't matter, of paying that off. You know that every single month I need to pay this. Why doesn't the I almost said the government. Why doesn't the Fed, because the Fed is not the government, why doesn't the Fed go in and have some kind of plan forward instead of just hobnobbing and just throwing out random words and saying random things about being transitory and this and that? Okay, let's see. Bernanke said that he understands why the Fed waited. Here's a long quote. One of the reasons was that they wanted to not shock the market because all they care about is the market. That's all they care about. Jay Powell was on my board during the taper tantrum of 2013, which was a very unpleasant experience. He wanted to avoid that kind of thing and give people as much warning as possible. And so the gradualism was one of several reasons why the Fed didn't react more quickly to inflationary pressures in the middle of 2021. Also, remember, inflationary pressures were transitory. They weren't transitory to anybody except the Fed, but they were transitory. Remember, when inflation began running higher than the Fed's 2% target of spring 2021, policymakers said that they expected it to be transitory due to pandemic-specific factors that made no sense at all. That was what I added in. And then they started saying that it was going to be forward guidance to tell us that the tighter policy was coming. For one, the current Fed has more credit. Just choked on my own spit from reading this comment. For one, the current Fed has more credibility as an inflation fighter. Excuse me? Inflation went to 8.5%. That doesn't even include the food and energy prices. So we're probably comfortably sitting well above 10%. And you're saying that they have credibility of inflation fighting, and they've raised interest rates barely 1% over the past. It's not even 1%. It's 0.75 to 1% over the past 2 meetings. Are these people outside their minds? They are outside their minds. There's a lot of support for the fact that the Fed is tightening now. Even though obviously we're seeing the effects on the market, Bernanke said, we'll see the effects in housing prices. Not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Listen, credibility. These people, how much more can you how much more can you pee on my head and tell me it's raining? That is exactly what you're doing. You're literally standing above my head, peeing on top of me, and I can smell that it's urine, and then you're saying that it's rain. Well, come on, grow up. Elon Musk continues the rail against Twitter bots. This was an incredible weekend of tweets. So I did get a Twitter just for the sole purpose of following Elon. That's the only follow I have. He is really something. He tweeted, I was going through his Twitter this morning. He said something about chocolate milk and how great chocolate milk is. I'm just like, this guy's amazing. He's really an incredible human being. Elon continued to sound off about the actual number of automated bots and fake accounts. So Twitter, I guess, dropped on 10% on Friday. Let's see. I want to see where we're at today. I am very curious to know. Well, it's not in the top 5 tickers. So let's see. Maybe it rallied back. Maybe he tweeted something else. So it was down. Okay, so it's down nearly 13% in a matter of just a few days. On Friday, Musk tweeted that his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter was temporarily on hold while he investigated whether bots, spam, and fake accounts actually made up less than 5% of the service's accounts, as Twitter has claimed. Last Friday, Musk tweeted that he was conducting a random sampling of 100 accounts to check how many were not legitimate, and he uses that number because that's what Twitter uses. So here's what he put out. Which one's first? I think this one. Any sensible random sampling process is fine. If many people independently get similar results for percentage of fake, spam, duplicate accounts, that will be telling. I picked 100 as the sample size because that is what Twitter uses. And then he said Twitter legal just called to complain that I violated their NDA by revealing the bot check sample size is 100. This actually happened. I have no interest in buying Twitter, owning Twitter, buying Tesla right now, but this is this the best? Is this the funniest thing ever? The reason that I read this story is every day, it's because it's just pure entertainment. There is some chance that it might be over 90% of active users. Oh, here it is. Somebody wrote, guarantee it's 25%. He said there is some chance it might be over 90% of daily active users. Very odd that one of the most popular tweets of all time were only liked by about 2% of daily active users. The guy trolls harder than anybody out there. This is a story that is actually quite terrifying. So central banks are not allowed to buy stocks, okay? This is one of the problems that I kind of had with the stimulus, giving away free money, the $12 trillion, whatever it is. Little Bob just said, no, it's literally not funny at all. While he entertains you, he's not focusing on Tesla weird. Well, that doesn't impact me. I'm not a Tesla shareholder. I would never buy at these valuations. And frankly, if we want to put it that way, I would love for him to focus on Twitter more and let Tesla crash and become the company, the valuation that it should be. And then I'm going to go and buy it when he moves his focus back to it. That's the best case scenario for me. So I do find it actually quite funny. It is literally very funny at all. All right. So Switzerland's central bank, this is what I have feared for quite some time, is the central banks of different countries, specifically the United States, going and buying shares of companies. I don't like it. Here we go. The Central Bank of Switzerland scooped up Apple, AMC, Tesla, Rivian. So I think that a lot of that, I'm not going to get into that. If you're in the bid and ask, we could talk about it. Central Bank of Switzerland increased its position on some of the largest U.S. traded equities. As of March 31st, it owned $177 billion of U.S. traded securities. The Swiss National Bank bought 8.2 million shares of Apple, lifting its total investment to 71 million. It bought 275,000 more shares of AMC, lifting it to 2.2 million. Nearly 500,000 shares of Tesla, which is at 3.7 million shares. And then it bought 117,000 more Rivian shares to put it at just under 750,000. AMC and Tesla, I don't get it. And Rivian, I don't get it. But hey, You got the cash, I guess, blow it, right? Okay, there's some scary stuff out there with this airline crap. This is actually quite terrifying story. Listen to this, guys. This is a terrifying story. Absolutely terrifying. United States is facing its worst pilot shortage in recent memory, forcing airlines to cut flights. At least one lawmaker said that it's considering legislation that could raise the federally mandated retirement age for pilots from 65 to 67 or higher. Okay, I'm not going to comment there. Listen to this. A regional airline proposed reducing flight hour requirements before joining a U.S. carrier. And airlines are rethinking training programs to lower the barrier to entry. Delta Airlines has joined other big carriers in dropping a 4-year degree requirement for its pilot hiring. American Airlines, after hearing these rules, I'm going to start taking the American Airlines bus all over the country. I don't want to get in a plane anymore. American Airlines is selling bus tickets for some shorter routes. The pilot shortage is in the industry is real, and most airlines are simply not going to be able to realize the capacity plans because there are not enough pilots out there. That is scary. And then you come over here, and it's just Ryanair CEO. So they're Europe's largest purchaser of Boeing planes, from my understanding. He is tearing down Boeing. Michael O'Leary has called for a shakeup in management at Boeing after delivery delays and a period of fractious negotiations between the two companies. Ryanair, the largest so they're the largest customer for the narrow-bodied 737 MAX, worth around $34.4 billion. He said they're very disappointed with their performance from Boeing over the last 12 months. I saw some commentary recently that Boeing management has lost their way, and I find it hard to disagree with those sentiments. Yikes. So I guess we're going to see what's happening with Boeing over the next couple of years, months, whatever. But anyways, all right, let's go through some comments and let's see what y'all are talking about this morning. Okay, what do we have here? The genius behind TARP. That was a really great comment. Is there a difference between fraud and stupidity? Yeah, I think so. Fraud is more malicious. They had a poll on CNBC this morning that show people think that the Federal Reserve is a national park. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that that's true. Jim Crater for Fed president. That would be really good. Let's see here. Where else do we have? Elon will crash and burn within 5 to 10 years. What he's done is great. What he's doing is beyond lame. Tesla 771. That's sad. Okay. Has Elon ran Twitter through the 8 pillars? I don't think so. Tesla, I'll buy Tesla sub 300. Maybe. I probably won't, but the U.S. might as well be able to buy stocks. All of Congress already buys them. Yeah, you're right about that. Befuddled old Grandpa Simpson flying your plane. I fly in flight simulators. Maybe they'll hire me. Yeah, I flew a flight simulator back in my day with my Logitech joystick. Maybe they can hire me too. My wife is traveling for work, and she said the airport was busier than it's ever been. I'll tell you, she's right. The airports are just swamped with people. To be honest, I'm going to be going somewhere in a couple. I'm driving. Forget it. Guys, smash the like button. That would be wonderful. Boeing okay, I can't read that one. Jet2 has switched its entire fleet to Airbus from Boeing. Yeah, Airbus is they could be really doing something big here. Musk will bail on the Twitter deal and start his own platform. He was playing with that. Yeah, that's right. Okay. That was a good comment, but I can't read it. So, all right, let's see what the bonds are doing. Bond yields are sitting pretty. Any inversions going on? 5 and 10 are about to reinvert again. Revert. Okay. Walmart reports tomorrow. Home Depot reports tomorrow. I assume that Lowe's is going to report this week too, right? Yep. Lowe's, Target, Cisco, Zim, TJ Maxx. Well, I shouldn't say TJ Maxx, TJX brands. AMAT. What else do we have? Let's see. Canada Goose. Canada Goose probably flosses during the summer. John Deere, Foot Locker. Oh, Foot Locker reports on Friday, so pay attention to that one. Guys, go join the trading channel. Every morning I put out a video. What's today's video? Oh, today's video is trading Coinbase. Teach you how to make money on Coinbase. You want to see it? Go over there. Last week I did a live day trade. A live day trade. So go and click that. You'll love it. All right, let's see. Wait a second. Okay, I'm like having a spaz attack here with these things. Okay, futures are back down. So let's see. All right, send over some stocks. We'll flip through them. Watching HD and Zim on earnings. Listen, I'm going to say it again. I said this maybe last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. This is what I need everybody to do. I need everybody to pay attention to companies like Lowe's, Home Depot, Costco, but more specifically Lowe's and Home Depot. And I'll tell you why. When you look at companies like Costco, Walmart, Target, they have essential items that your everyday person, every single person needs. Okay, they have baby formula that you can't get anymore. I got a really good comment. I got a really good joke, but I can't say it. I'll for sure get canceled. But they got everything that you need. They got food, they got stuff, they got Band-Aids, they got mouth, they got everything you need. Lowe's and Home Depot don't. Lowe's and Home Depot are projects that are leisure projects. They're extracurricular projects. They're projects that nobody needs to do. You don't need to go remodel your home. You don't need to go and do all these different things that you want to do that are luxury items, I should say. So pay attention to these companies. Pay attention to Lowe's and Home Depot. See what happens to them. When Lowe's and Home Depot start falling, that's when you're going to see things start falling. Pay attention to that. I'm telling you right now. Put the joke on Instagram. That's what I will do. That's a fantastic idea. I will put the joke on Instagram. Good morning, Matt. How are you? Let's see. HRB flagpole. This has been a big hot topic of conversation, HRB. Yeah, there is no question, doubt in my mind. I've never been more confident about something. This thing is going to come right back down. What is this? Because it's tax season, everybody gets all excited. Woohoo, we're going to taxes to the moon. Okay, cool. Well, it's going to come right back down to this area. Hell, it might even come down to this $24 area. That's really your next support. You have very weak support in here. Look, you didn't create much of a W. You kind of did there, but not really. Your next support is down here around $24. So, hey, if you don't want to put profits in your pocket, don't say I didn't tell you so. All right. What else do we have? What's the minimum requirement chunk of money for the bid and ask? William, that's a great question. William, that's a great question. So I always say, and I'm going to an extreme here. I always say you need $0. Now, when I say that, I'm saying that because what I'm teaching you in the bid and ask is a process for you to learn what to do. Eventually, like you just said, I'm going to save a few $1,000s. Eventually, you're going to have more than a few thousand. You're going to probably have hundreds of thousands of dollars. And instead of just coming in and learning at that point, why don't you just learn now? Learn on paper. The best thing to do is come in, learn on paper, do it for 6 months, do it for 3 months, whatever it takes you, and then start jumping in and easing your way in. That's the best way to do it. I personally think that if you want to learn how to trade, you should just join the bid and ask, and you will do very well. That's personally what I think. I think that going in and coming in with hundreds of thousands of dollars and trying to decide what you're going to do, it makes you a worse trader because you just want to deploy the hell out of that capital. That's exactly what you want to do. Trust me. I was there. All right. BBY, essential or same as Lowe's? Listen, Best Buy is I don't think this is not something that you can track the same as Lowe's, in my opinion. I think that Lowe's and Home Depot are your epitome of going in there and seeing what's going to happen with the economy. Same with materials, same with transports. I mean, transports are a little bit screwed up right now just because of where shipping is and all this crap, but let's see. The chats alone and the Bid and Ask Nation are worth it if you have the community. Yeah, that's exactly right. You have people to talk to. You have people to bounce ideas off of. Okay, let's look at the Qs. So the Qs are consolidating in this area, hovering right here. So you have a lot of, you had a peak here. You kind of had a peak right at the same spot. You had a trough here. You had a trough here. And you're kind of just sitting in that area. So 300 is really your strong consolidation area. Now, where's the next level for this bad boy? Next level is probably 280, 275, somewhere in that range. So good luck. If it keeps, I mean, this thing is just going to sit and consolidate and keep moving down. All right. What else do we got? The adults only section is the best part of the Bid and Ask. This Hans guy is on one this morning. AMD. So AMD is doing the same thing as the Qs. Here's that level. So this is equal to the 300 level. It's just consolidating in this range. So this price was 300 on the Qs, and it is doing the same thing on AMD. If you want to try to swing trade this, you can. It's going to be very difficult go for you unless you consistently stay with that buying volume. You have a very nice trend moving up. It's going to be tough for you. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be tough for you. NVIDIA, let's see. I'm sure NVIDIA is doing exactly the same thing. And actually, NVIDIA is a little bit worse off. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so if NVIDIA blows down below this 156 price, hang on to your bippy. Earnings are May 25th, so you still got some time. Hey, keep watching it. Keep watching NVIDIA and roll with it. Amazon, the stock of it is down 40-some% since when? November? Very quietly down. So let's just look for consolidation. So if you, you're going to have at 2030, you're going to have a lot of support at that level. Now, can you go long on this? No. Can you go short on this? Not really. You're snapping back. Can you do something from a swing trade? Yes. If you want to try to swing trade this, let the red and yellow line get into the sweet spot and see if you can run this thing back to the 25-day moving average. With that being said, it's not going to run back to the 25-day moving average with this kind of volume. It's just not going to happen because you have the entire market going against you. Mo, can you check Microsoft? Why not? MSFT. Same exact thing. I guarantee if we pull up this, what's the other one? Apple, if we pull up Google, it's going to look exactly the same. So this was a head and shoulders pattern. Here's your head. Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's your shoulders. Boom. You saw that developing. If you knew trading, you saw that a head and shoulders pattern was developing here. As soon as you started to see this little fall, you knew that a head and shoulders pattern was developing. If you want to do something with a short here, you can certainly try, but it's going to be tough. This is a tough trade to make. This is a very tough trade to make. I can see this thing coming back down a little bit more. All right, BABA to 100. Isn't BABA like below 100? Look, the reason I don't trade Chinese stocks is because, okay, so they were supposed to report their earnings, and now it's saying May 26th. So does anybody know when BABA's actually, did they report earnings? I have no idea. Can somebody answer the question? That'd be great. With that being said, I don't trade Chinese stocks. Want to know why? Because they just move all over the place and there's no rationale. This jump right here was because Xi Jinping came out and said that he was not going to be as aggressive. He said, no, that's not what he said. What he said was we were going to delay our, I don't even know it was the dumbest thing. I don't even understand what it was. It was basically saying that we're not going to go after these Chinese tech companies right now. We're going to delay that. So come on, be careful with this and just don't trade Chinese companies. You're going to be better off for it. I'm telling you right now. Intel to 120 when China invades Taiwan, INTC. So it's at $43 right now. It's starting to kind of create that W pattern. So I wouldn't even look at this long term. 43 is your magic number. If you break through 43, it's probably going to fall. But 43 has been a very strong number. Let me zoom out. Let me pull up a long-term chart and just show you what I'm looking at. So I'm going to zoom out back to 2017. Here's that number. Oh, I'm sorry, 42. 42, 42, 42, dropped, hung up here around 43, hung up around 43, dropped to 42, and look at that. That is a very, very, very strong support level. Very strong support level. Due to lockdowns, BABA earnings have been delayed later this month. Yes, because lockdowns affect how you can report a company earnings. Yep. Some news of easing lockdowns in China. Oh, I saw the funniest story this morning. Let me see if I could find it on Yahoo Finance. This is the funniest story. I thought I saved the story. Here it is. China data disappoints. China data disappoints. Wait a second here. I'll go back. I want to blow this up a little bit. Can you say blow this up on YouTube? All right. China data. Where's the China data? Where's the China data? This was really funny. China data. China data. Where is it? China's retail sales dropped by 11% in April over the last year, making it the worst decline since March of 2020. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Their lockdowns now are far more strict than they were in 2020. They have a legit zero COVID policy over there. What the hell do you expect to happen when you shut them down? Can somebody please flush some common sense over into whoever wrote this story / whoever said these words / this is why journalism is a disaster in 2022. That is the dumbest comment that I have heard, and I just read a story from Ben Bernanke this morning. All right. I'm not doing that one. FCX. Let's do FCX. FCX is holding tight. Man, is that a good looking short. If you caught this thing, good boy. Very good. This thing just dropping like a flying crowbar. Now you're starting to get, okay, this doesn't worry me. Look what you're getting here. Let's pull up a line chart. Look what you're getting here. So what you were getting was a big fall, consolidation, a big fall, and you're creating these W formations. So if I'm you and I'm getting a rebound in stock price today, I am so happy right now. There is nothing better than you losing some money today to make more money over the long run. You're probably going to drop down to, that was the worst line ever, probably 30, 31.50, somewhere in there. All right. Andrew just said, I can say blow this up, but my last name is not Hussein. Touche. All right. AMC is cheap as hell. All right. It's dropping like, okay. Is that how? Oh my God. Can you look at TXN? Yes, I can look at TXN. All right, guys. Texas Instruments. So Texas Instruments is a look at this. Okay. Head and shoulders pattern. You're actually developing into another head and shoulders. Look at this. Head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder is already there, shoulder, boom. If this drops below this level of 162, 161, whatever that yellow line is, watch out. Now, the good news you have going for you is look at all these W's that were created. This is a very good run up. So you're going to have a lot of support that's going to be in this stock. It's going to take a long time for this to fall. This is probably, I have to guess, this is a pretty fundamentally stable company, but yeah, keep watching it. I wouldn't go short on this thing until you drop below 161. 161. If you want to, you can swing trade it from there. All right. What else we got? SQQQ to the moon. You're welcome. Ben Bernanke sounds like an Irishman. I have no idea. I have no clue. All right. Okay, Facebook. Let's see. Everybody's asking for Facebook. I don't know why, but yar. Facebook has one of the most wicked head and shoulders / ugly face patterns I've seen in a long time. Plus a gap needs to fill down here. This thing is going to fall with the rest of the market. And look at this. Look at this volume over. It's very just slowly declining. So once this volume declines even more, selling volume comes in, this thing's just going to keep falling. You do have a gap to fill right here that will fill. I promise you that. It's not going to be pretty for Facebook. Facebook has a lot of falling left to do. Jets. I do want to own. Actually, this is a good one. I made a lot of percentages on this one right in here. This is a really good trade. Well, it was right in here, but swing trading. Okay, let's pay attention to Jets. Again, head and shoulders pattern developed up here. That was a total flagpole pattern too. And what happens after you get head and shoulders? Boom, big falls. So this is turning into a short position. But you got to engulf over Thursday's wick. You got to go below Thursday's wick. Look at that selling volume. If you were short on this from a swing trade, very, very good trade. Great job following the rules. Probably added on this engulfing candlestick. You did very well. Okay. Chipotle. Let's look at Chipotle. Good boy, Paul. Chipotle, CMG. Chipotle is fallen. Oof. Okay, so here's the deal. Chipotle's sitting at a consolidation level right here. Just sitting at, I'm going to call that consolidation point 1280. I can't lock it down right now unless I go in a little more detail, but 1280 is probably that level. So if you can hover above that 1280, sure, but you have a big wick that needs to take out from the 12. So that was last Thursday. If you somehow can get engulfment and move down and engulf below that number, this wick that I just said, with this kind of trend, with good selling volume, you want good selling volume. you will have a nice short on Chipotle, but it's got to get below that 1280 number. And it's got to confidently get below 1280. It's really got to get below 1242. You got to take out that bottom wick. If only Dave Ramsey were here to lead us through this dark time. Who said that? Derek. Derek is the troll. Chipotle has big wick energy. It does. WRK. Somebody keeps saying WRK, and I usually don't accept spam, but I will listen to the spam because I'm sick of looking at it. All right. I don't even know what we're looking at here. Okay, this is better. The chart just had to load. So the stock market is now open. Here's the problem. Well, I shouldn't say a problem. You've had a really nice rundown with really good volume, selling volume coming down. Today, you open the day below the 100-day moving average. This is ideal. If you get an engulfing candlestick like such, red, of course, good swing trade, better long-term trade. So this is a really good looking stock. Somebody please tag me in the bid and ask. And for the person that just spammed me a bunch of times, thanks for spamming me because I just looked at a stock that I want to own short. So somebody please tag me in the bid and ask. WRK short long term. All right, let me do a couple more. Jim Crater is the best stock picker ever. Just short everything he says to go long on and you will be fine. Touche. Should McDonald's fall 10% since Russia was 10% of their revenue? I have no idea. Who knows anymore? It should. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at ugly. There's all my drawings still there. I didn't know that it's saved on the chart. Okay, so there's my drawings, ugly face patterns. So lots of wicks. Let me see here. So if you drop below all these wicks, the number is the number's 242. So somebody please tag me in the bid and ask and say McDonald's short long term below 242. That would be a really good number to look at. McDonald's short long term below 242. And you will be fine. Okay, what else do we have? Give me two. Now, I'll do however many more I want. You don't need two more. JWN. Why don't you look at JWN? JWN. So JWN, snapping back, bouncing off the 100-day. No problem there. Perfect downtrend. Perfect downtrend. Just need to get some selling volume back in. This was a big fall. This was a fall from $27 to about $21, $21.50. This is nothing but a short covering rally, bouncing off the 100-day moving average. You can already see that the volume's decelerated 2 days in a row. You're good. It's going to keep falling on you. Don't worry about it. AKA, forget about it. United Airlines. United Airlines. People need to stop falling in love and getting married. I cannot afford all these flights. I don't understand the comment, but it sounds funny. All right. United Airlines falling like a flying crowbar. If this drops below whatever this level is, $40, listen, with this kind of volume, you ain't getting through any of these major moving averages. So this fall of getting through these moving averages like this may have been the kiss of death for United Airlines. Not the best down. We want the yellow line to be more like this, right? If we get the yellow line more like this and probably drop below this wick that I just drew at $40, look out. Look out. All right, let's see here. Let me do Blackstone for my man Mike. Let's see. Okay. Swing trade looks decent if you keep the volume, of course. Nice uptrend. Good volume, but you're running right into the 25. And frankly, let's just zoom out and let's see how has this thing historically been off the 25. Historically, dating back to the end of 2022, couldn't get through the 25. Spiked through probably with the rest of the market, couldn't shake the 25. Spiked through with the rest of the market, couldn't shake the 25. I wouldn't bet on this thing getting through the 25. Now, if it does get through the 25 with the rest of the market pushing it, you'll be all right. But be prepared to take profits quickly. Hood. So is this thing at $94 yet? Like Jim Crater said? No, awkward. This is weird. Guys, I don't even know what to say about this. Just day trade this stock. Okay. Disney. I actually would like to look at Disney. Wait, what? Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Let me option R this. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Disney is $106. The swing trade is looking not bad. I mean, if you get an engulfing candlestick today and you want to run this to the 25, sure, go for it. But it's not bad. But you are $99 is the $100. That's your big support level. If you drop below $100, you're going to have a nice short down to COVID levels. Okay. But $100 is going to be a very, very strong level. Very, very strong support level. Netflix has Stranger Things coming out. That's cool. I don't know. That show's weird. Good storyline, but I'm not a sci-fi guy. They have a really nice swing trade going. If you get an engulf, I mean, if you had an engulfing candlestick last week, you could have done, maybe not. What I'm assimilating it to. No, you could have been. Yeah, you could have been. If you're in this, if you traded this last week, you're good. I would stick with this. Let it run up to the 25. All right, let's do Ford. Ford. Woof. Ugly. I mean, head and shoulders pattern. Holy moly. Look at this. Look at this head and shoulders. Boom, 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 boom. Gosh. And look at this. Also, look at this. Under 4 major moving averages. Kiss of death. Is WHR the one that I told you to let me know? WHR. Is that the one I said? Is that what I said? I don't remember. JP Morgan. Let's look at a bank. We haven't looked at JP Morgan. We haven't looked at the banks in some time. So let's see. Man, these banks are struggling. They are on the struggle bus. You can't do anything with them because you're not in the sweet spot on either chart. But let's see. WRK. That's the one I wanted to look at. WRK. Yeah, that's more what I was looking at. So let's see if I get the candle that I want today because it's setting up very, very nicely. Was Disney not Netflix? I don't know. You said to remind you about WRK. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Same time, same place tomorrow. Peace.